This is one of the creepiest, most badass killers I've ever seen in any asymmetrical survival horror game. But with all that said, let's take a look. Just look at the greens that they chose to go with. It just looks so freaking badass in a dark setting. There's that creepy little bastard. Yes, that's right. That's his 5 classmates, as in there is a new character being added as well. Now look at that first-person perspective. It's so wicked just seeing those fangs, and there's your new character. Look at this little bastard. He's so creepy looking, man. You just imagine walking around with everybody in the dark and this little creepy-ass spider coming after you. Oh, there he goes again. That thing's on the hunt, boy. There he is. Here's one of the weird things about this trailer. You saw how big he was in that shot. Well, you're going to see a whole bunch of other shots showing him, and he's going to look even smaller. So I'm not really sure what's going on in that perspective comparison. But there are scenes that are drastically changing. Like right there, he's huge. Like, look at that thing. That creepy-ass bastard just slowly creeping up on you. Oh, so there's like almost like you can see he nests and the little babies come out maybe when you trigger it and they attack you. Also what I've noticed is there's traps, and in the form of the trap is the spider webs. And I'm assuming if you go in there, you're pretty much screwed. And it looks like they can actually hang you upside down as well. So much going on in this trailer. Oh, there's everybody's favorite taser gun where you get hit by that thing, you're frozen for an hour. Look at that thing. It's so badass, boy. Now there's a whole lot to break down in that trailer, and yes, we've already broken down some while we were watching the trailer. However, there were some really cool things we will touch on again, such as the traps. Now the traps are obviously the form of like a spider web, and it looks like when you get caught, instead of the special being, killing you right then and there as the slasher would, it almost looks like you can hang them up from the ceiling. Which, in my mind, if they actually use that as a respawn scenario instead of putting you in these stupid little closets. Oh, it drives me crazy. It's just like Left 4 Dead 2. What they should do is have the spider tie you up and hang you from a web. Then they have to come and free you. Now, again, there are also nests. I don't really know if these nests are kind of also a form of trap, where if you get near them, they break up. Because in this one clip, we actually noticed these little spiders crawling out of the nest. Now, that actually might be pretty badass, but here are some questions I really have for this. Of course, this comes on December 10th, which we will be live streaming on December 10th. So, if you want to reserve your seating for last year, The Nightmare, you got to be sure to head on over to the Discord and let me know in the reserved seating. But one of my biggest problems with this update is, will there be interchangeable killers? Such as before, when the slasher died, you could choose somebody else and vice versa. Now, if you're going to be this arachnid, this giant spider, you should not be able to interchange. I think that takes away from the whole creepiness factor, and judging by the way the maps look with these spider webs and crap, could really screw things up. So say you're the spider and you have this whole creepy vibe going on, and then all of a sudden the giant or the slasher comes out. It's going to take away the whole vibe and feel of that horrific scene. I think if you're going to be the arachnid, you are the arachnid. If you're one of these other killers, you should have to be them the entire time. This whole interchangeable character thing in the middle of the game, I think, is horrendous. I also don't like the respawns. However, I can give them the respawn capability, and it makes sense if the spider hangs you upside down in that webbing. Again, that would be the best way of doing it, because technically you wouldn't be dead, and they could come and cut you free. But I also think you should have a countdown till you're dead with no respawn, such as if you're sitting there, I can leave you there for, say, a minute. And once that countdown is done, or 2 minutes, I can then come back, grab onto you as the spider, and drain your blood, and that's it. No respawns. I hate respawns. I think it's the worst thing in an asymmetrical survival horror game. But if it's going to be done, that would be the right way to do it. Now, a couple of the other problems with this update. One, they're getting rid of voice chat. Yeah, that's right. No more voice chat. It's just going to be typing on your keyboard. And of course, that's only for the survivors to see within each other. Worst damn idea ever, so this is another flaw. So we will play this in a live stream. As I said, if you want to join, go ahead and join the Discord. Go into the reserved seating. There will be a section now, reserved seating for Last Nightmare, because this comes out on December 10th, and that's when we'll be live streaming it. So reserve your seating today. And obviously, you don't need a mic to play. Nope, because there's no mics, as I said, which is one of the dumbest things, again, that you could do in asymmetrical survival horror games. So we're going to see how this goes. If I really hate it for the fact that we can't use voice chat, which I probably will. I don't want to say I will, but I probably will, because I hate it in Dead by Daylight. We will finish this live stream, but how many live streams we do for this game in the future will depend on that. Now, the next big addition to this is cosmetics. You can now play as every single character. It's no longer divided. So the way it was before is once somebody selected Chad, that was it. There's one Chad. There's one of each character. Now you can have 4 Chads running around. Everybody can be a Chad and running around. Which I'm going to have to say is the absolute dumbest thing possible. One of the best things this game had going for it, other than the colors. I love the colors, especially on an HDR display. Colors were amazing. I like the graphics, even though they were a little cartoonish. Big fan of that. What I'm not a big fan of is seeing all these different characters being the same. Because what was cool, it had a more of a realistic vibe when you could only select one. And that was it. That's how it should be. I don't think that there should be all these same characters, especially now that we have a 5th character, we have 5 to choose from. That's more variety. If they want to do something that helps with this, more variety matters. Adding the 5th character mattered. That was a big thing. Add a 6th character, 7th character, 8th character. I'm sure they will in the future, but that's the way to do it. You do not make it so everybody can be the same character. It's horrible. You do not make it so there's infinite number of respawns. That's horrible. What there needs to be, as far as respawns are concerned, is say a set number of respawns where we can choose, such as the old Ghost Recon days back in 2002. We could choose respawns, 5, 10, infinite, none. Let us have the option. That's how you fix that. The admin should be given that option. We should be able to choose from 5, 10, infinite, no respawns. We should be able to choose individual or team respawns. To make this game more strategic, you would either need 0 respawns or you would need to do shared team respawns such as 5 or 10. And if somebody died 10 times, that's it. Your team has no more respawns. And that makes everybody, every individual, be more strategic, be more of a team player, not just run around getting their ass killed. So with all that said, I saved the best news for last. Yes, that's right. Last Year the Nightmare is finally being released on Steam on December 10th, along with this Chapter 1 DLC, which is also free. And if you own Last Year the Nightmare on Discord, this download is also free. Yes, that's right. You heard that right. I just can't fucking say that enough. That is awesome. That is something they did great. Again, when people do something, even if I don't like the company, I will still say they did something great. Unbiased all the time. I mean, that's just how it is. I know some of you think I'm biased, but again, I'm not. I tell the truth and a lot of people don't like that. So again, on Steam, December 10th. New DLC, free for people who owned it on Discord, free December 10th. Download, free December 10th. Free, 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 free. It's December. It's the holiday season. What better thing to hear than free, 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 free? I just can't end it on a better note than that. Everything free. Of course, if you don't own the game on Steam or didn't own it on Discord, not free. But everybody else, free! Unless, of course, you never own the game and then it's not free. But with all that said, when your thoughts are done, comment section below. Are you excited for this new killer? Does he look badass as hell? And are you against the idea of allowing everybody to be the same character, or do you just not care? Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, because more if you likes on this video, get you another Last Year Nightmare video on this channel. Also, don't forget to join up at theslasherclub.com to get a whole bunch of videos early and get exclusive behind-the-scenes footage. And also, don't forget, merch link down in the description below. Eat, sleep, / tweet the 4 essentials for any horror fan. And as always, I'll see you next time.